If you're a multi-passionate kind of person, then we need to talk. And if you're this kind of person, you probably know that I'm talking to you, right? The kind of person who gets really excited about starting new things, always got many projects going, probably got too many goals, too many things you're working on at any one given time. This is a real problem for your ability to actually get things done. So let's talk about a solution. First of all, let me say that your passion about things is a good thing. Right? It's great that you get excited about starting new things. It's great that you start all these projects, and I'm sure some of them you start because they seem like good business opportunities, but some of them you start just because you think someone ought to do this, right? Because you care. That's a great thing. And this kind of passion to get started can also be infectious to other people in a very positive way. So you can be a fire starter. This is great. But we have to get real about this. Because you keep starting new things, because you keep getting excited about new things, you keep adding too many goals and too many tasks and too many projects to your to-do list. And as a result, you're not getting things done. Basically, you're great at starting things, but you're not good at seeing things through, and you're not good at finishing things. And here's the harsh reality. Something that isn't finished, something that is started but not gotten to the point where it's actually shipped in some form, is no better than something that was never started at all. And in that sense, you have a very serious productivity problem. You are not bringing the value that you could be bringing out into the world, and as a result, you're also not getting that value back. This is the problem I want to help you solve. And we have to acknowledge that this is a problem, right? We tend to be delusional. I'm saying we because I'm one of you. I'm multi-passionate as well. So we have to get real about what's happening. We tend to be delusional and think, yeah, I'm busy, I'm doing all this work, right? This is good, I'm being productive. But no, you're not getting things done, you're not shipping things, and that is not being productive. So the reality is that you are your biggest obstacle, right? The problem that you have with not reaching goals is you coming in, putting other goals in front of you before you reach the first set of them. But the good news is, this is a solvable problem. Also, the bad news is the solution is a little bit painful, but let's get this done. So first of all, good news is that you've probably felt that often the problem with not reaching your goals is not a lack of capability, right? It's not that you're incapable of doing the things that you set out to do. A very simple example that I think everybody can relate to is when you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to go to bed at a more reasonable time. And there's nothing fundamentally difficult about this, right? It doesn't require special skills or talents that you don't have to go to bed at the time you decide to go to bed at. What gets in the way is simply that at that time you go, well, I'm just going to finish watching this show, or I'm just going to check my email one last time and write some replies for tomorrow, whatever. You decide to do other things, so you change your goals at the moment where the previous goal would become relevant. This is exactly the problem that multi-passionate people have. It's not that you're incapable of reaching your goals, it's just you keep interrupting your goals with other goals. So this is a problem of prioritization, and multi-passionate people get prioritization all kinds of wrong, because you're probably thinking, yes, I do prioritization, I've read all about it, I know what you're talking about, Shane. But the thing is, here's how we do prioritization, right? We go, this is a high priority, this is also a high priority, this is also a high priority. I'll put all of these at the top of my list, of my high priority things list. And then, a few days pass and another thing comes along and say, oh, this is also high priority. So really, what we're doing is we're constantly just jostling about the top positions in our top priority projects list. And this is not how prioritization works. Here comes the slightly painful part. The way real prioritization works is with one simple word: no. This is the action you need to learn how to take. You need to say no, because the only way to commit to something that is important is to say no to a bunch of other things. The way you can think of this is that saying no to other things is how you make it real. It's how you make a real commitment. Instead of just getting excited about the next new thing, instead of just saying, yes, I'm going to do this too, the way you make it real is by saying no to other things. A typical example, again, this can be with personal goals as well. A typical example is people will say, I want to exercise more. The truth is, you can't just exercise more and leave the rest of your life unchanged. You're already doing something every minute of your day. And you cannot simply insert more exercise without disrupting something else, like something's got to go. So the only way to make a resolution like I want to exercise more real is to look at your day and say, here's the thing I'm going to stop doing. Here's the thing I'm going to say no to in order to insert this more exercise that I've been talking about. So here's the action you can take to solve this problem in 2019. Make a list, so just get a piece of paper, Evernote, document, whatever you use to take notes. Make a list of all the current projects you have, all the stuff that you have going, all the stuff where it's like, I want to do this. Start with your business stuff, start with your projects, but also include things like, I want to go to bed earlier, I want to exercise more, things like that. Just make a list of all that stuff, get it all out of your head, and then look at that list. And here's the thing you're going to do. For half of these items or more, okay, for at least half of the items on that list, you're going to basically cross them off the list, but all you're doing is you're saying, I'm not going to do this in 2019. This is important, because we don't want to put things off forever, right? These are things, like we've established, we care about. We're passionate about these things, and we don't want to say, I'm never going to do this. But in order to give ourselves a chance to actually finish some of the stuff we start, and to actually stay on track and make real progress on our goals in 2019, we can insert just a simple method of deliberate procrastination. We're simply saying, these things I still care about, they're still good ideas, I still want to do them, but I'm not going to do them in 2019. If that scares you, think back on 2018, think about how quickly that went by, okay? So putting off something for 1 year, it's really not that much. That year will just fly by and you'll be right back to this list before you know it. So that's all I'm asking you to do. Write that list and simply be deliberate about, these are the things I'm not going to do in 2019. And this is something I do as well. As an example, I want to write a book. In fact, I have several books, several ideas for books that I want to write. And I care about that. I really want to do that. But I did not start writing any book in 2018, and I'm not going to start writing any book in 2019. I am going to do this at some point, but I have learned to look at the list of all the projects I have. And realistically, the book is something I say no to in order to make room for things that are more important to me this year. So that's the action to take. I know that it's a little bit painful, but I also know that it works. Go ahead and leave a comment below with your thoughts about this. And also check out the description for a link to my productivity course. If you're watching this as it's new, then you can still get an early access special offer. So I'd love to hear from you if you have this problem and what you think of my proposed solution. Leave a comment below.